What are we going to learn today?
Hey everybody, Shane with 3MGTV, and today we're here with Harry Larry in Harry Larry Land at his house and studio and computer factory and things of that sort. And the question today, Larry, is you used to run the Blues Fest at Craighead Forest for years.
Yeah.
Now you mainly play jazz. How did you get into jazz and why?
Okay, well, first off, although it was called Blues Fest, I would stand on stage every show and say, we play all kinds of music at Blues Fest, which you know.
Absolutely.
Because 3MG came and played
Pop
Lady
music.
Gaga and Merle Haggard and whatever anybody asked for. And we had country bands, and we had blues bands, and we had rock bands, and we had jazz bands at Blues Fest. So my interest in jazz dates way back before Blues Fest. And Blues Fest was my band, Harry Larry and the Flying Hungarians at the time, was a blues band. We did blues and blues rock, and mostly number one hits. And when we started playing all of these number one hit blues and blues rock around here, nobody had ever heard them. You know, which here we are in the Delta, and nobody ever heard Little Red Rooster. You know, of course, this was before it became a staple in the Grateful Dead's repertoire. So, and at the time there was another really good blues band, blues rock band, Vicious Fish, with Philip Jackson and Terry Carter and Scott Mathis and some more friends of mine. And I talked to them. I'd been to several other blues festivals, and I talked to them and said, well, let's do this at Craighead Forest Park. And they were up for it. And the next year they brought Larry Don on, you know, rockabilly legend, you know.
Yeah.
And the first year we playing with Aaron Love, not in Harry Larry and the Flying Hungarians, but playing with Aaron Love, the Jonesboro Blues Band. We had Jolie on saxophone. So we started off with some real legends right at the start, and we kept it that way. The music was really fine. When we started, we would have traveling expenses for bands coming from out of town, and of course we had to raise that money, and it wasn't easy or fun. And I think it was Blues Fest '95 when I realized that the local acts that were coming and playing for free were every bit as good as the traveling musicians we were bringing in. So I said, well, that's enough of that raising money. And that's why we were able to do it 25 years, is because we didn't have to deal with a budget, with pay. People could play it if they wanted, and if they didn't want to, they didn't have to.
Right.
And it was good because if they'd all wanted to play every year, we'd have had the exact same show year after year after year, you know. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was an hour in the middle of a day on a Sunday. I mean,
Yeah, right.
It's
Fun.
yeah, that's right. It is fun. I mean, you could bring your own stuff if you wanted, but there tended to be backline for people to use.
So we're going to talk about jazz, and I got Blues Fest in the
We
middle.
got the whole Blues Fest video. Maybe in the next video we'll talk about jazz.